IRS, well, finally, they're releasing their names. They have released the names of groups that they targeted. We're talking about Tea Party groups 3 years ago. The list, over 400 names, but so far, no one being punished. There's no accountability for this. Adam Shapiro has the details. Adam.
Well, let me start right now, Charles, with some breaking news. The organization which is funding the lawsuit against the IRS, and that would be Citizens for Self-Governance, has just made public the fact that what the IRS gave them was more than 1,000 lists, not 1,000 targets, but 1,000 lists, a huge amount of lists of people and groups that were targeted simply because they were conservative. They're still analyzing that, and they call this list of 426 that was given to the court just a summary, and they say it was fabricated and bogus. So let's get into the numbers that are official from the IRS and why that story keeps changing. The first full screen will show you clearly what's up here. The summary list from the IRS that said that it targeted 426 groups. When all of this broke and became a headline 3-4 years ago, the Treasury Department did its own investigation and said the list was only 298 targets. So there's the first conflict. Originally, it's only 298. Now it's grown to 426. Now let's look at who got targeted. If you believe the 426, there are names on that which are clearly conservative groups. They had the name T, as in Tea Party, in their name, 60 of them. 33 had the name Patriot in their name. 26 had the word Liberty in their name. 8 had the word Constitution. If those were the only conservative groups, and there are far more, but if those were the only conservative groups, they would be roughly 29% of the 426. But if you believe the original investigation, it's more like 43% of the groups that are targeted. Why you shouldn't believe a bit of that? Well, first, Lois Lerner. Remember her? She used to be the head of the IRS. She admitted before Congress that they targeted conservative groups, but the DOJ and the FBI, this is a quote from their report, found no evidence that any IRS official acted based on political, discriminatory, or inappropriate motives that would support criminal prosecution. Don't look here, there's nothing to see. Now we find out today, Fox Business breaking this, that the plaintiffs say the lists, not targets, but the lists are actually 1,000 in depth. And they said, quote, the list they put out to the public, that 426, is a PR smokescreen to cause the media to say nothing to see here because they targeted liberal and conservative groups. This is getting much worse for the IRS, Charles.
I know, Adam, but I think two things. People, would like a firm count, but more importantly, accountability. At some point, someone should pay for this.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would agree with you. If you broke the law, you broke the law, and you should be held accountable.
Yeah, when you weaponize the IRS, that violates everyone's right, not just conservatives. Thanks a lot, Adam Shapiro. Appreciate it.